I'm Steve Pietola. I'm the general manager at American Chimney and Masonry. I've been doing this for about 35 years. We take care of people's chimneys. We help make their homes safer and prevent fires and carbon monoxide poisoning in people's homes. American Chimney is a full-service chimney service company. We do masonry restoration, chimney inspections, sweeping, and we install and service gas and wood burning appliances. American Chimney services the greater Portland metropolitan area, including Beaverton, Lake Oswego, Tigard, and West Lynn. According to the National Fire Protection Association and the Oregon State Fire Marshal's Office, chimneys should be inspected and swept if necessary at least once a year. You can certainly clean your chimney yourself. The equipment's available, and I'm sure that there are YouTube videos that you can watch to show a professional doing it. The question is, do you really want to? There's two considerations. The first is your own safety. Working off of a roof or off of a ladder can be dangerous and is not for everyone. The second is that our technicians are certified by the Chimney Safety Institute of America, and they understand the codes and standards of how that fireplace or wood stove should be installed to make sure that things are safe and that you're ready to go. Our technicians are going to do what's called a Level 1 inspection as defined by the National Fire Protection Association. This is going to cover all of the readily accessible areas of the fireplace and chimney system or appliance installation. In addition, we're going to go onto the roof, if it's accessible, and inspect the flashing, the masonry condition, the chimney exterior, the top of the chimney, and the chimney cap. We're going to run a camera up through the flue system so we can inspect the internal workings of the chimney system to make sure that everything is right and ready to go. The most common calls that we get are for either a smoking fireplace or a leaking chimney. The signs of a smoking fireplace are pretty obvious. Smoke coming back into the home, that's never a good thing. The other thing that we find is water penetration or leaking around the chimney that shows up either around the ceiling or inside the fireplace itself. Things that a homeowner might notice that would indicate the need for chimney repair might be staining or discoloration on the chimney exterior or even on the inside of the fireplace. Any moisture inside the fireplace, cracking of mortar joints, or perhaps a missing cap on top of the chimney are all indications that attention by a professional might be needed. The process of a professional chimney cleaning and inspection typically can take up to 2 hours per fireplace. We're going to do a thorough examination of the fireplace and flue system, as well as the chimney exterior to make sure that everything is up to standard. When a person calls us and lets us know that they're getting water inside their home or their fireplace, there's several different places that the water entry could be occurring. The flashing around the chimney is one, and even water penetration through the masonry itself. Or perhaps there's a missing chimney cap. This is all part of our process that we will inspect to determine and diagnose a leaking chimney. In determining what type of a chimney cap is appropriate for a homeowner, we're going to find out first what are the symptoms of any problems that might be occurring. The basic purpose of a chimney cap is to keep water, animals, or birds from entering the chimney. But sometimes wind is also a problem, so if that's an issue, we can recommend the appropriate chimney cap to help prevent wind downdrafts. The cost of a chimney inspection or cleaning is going to be comparable to any home service. Our technicians are going to spend the time, first of all, to listen to the homeowner, find out what their areas of concern are and how they want to use their fireplace or hearth appliance. The process takes a couple of hours. It's going to include a rooftop inspection and a thorough examination of the system. And then we're going to spend time with the homeowner explaining our findings and offering any solutions that might be required. We often get calls about smoking fireplaces or smoking chimneys, and our technicians are trained to properly diagnose these problems. What we found is that there are two primary causes, draft and flow. A draft problem is a pressure difference which needs to be maintained inside the home and outside. If we have negative pressure inside of a home, that is going to draw air down into the living space through the chimney, and if there's a fire going, that means smoke in the house. Flow issues are more the design of the chimney itself. Any obstructions that don't allow the smoke to freely flow up and out of the chimney are going to cause or can cause a smoking problem. Our technicians are going to be able to determine the cause and come up with an appropriate solution. Chimney draft issues are caused by air pressure issues inside the home. Oftentimes it's not the chimney at all. It's something else in the home that is lowering the air pressure and preventing the chimney from performing properly. These could be things like exhaust fans, cold air returns for a central heating system, or even a gen air. Our technicians can help diagnose these problems and provide proper solutions so that the person can enjoy their fireplace. If a wood-burning fireplace isn't venting properly, it's usually pretty obvious. Smoke is going to be spilling into the room. And that's not just annoying, but it's a serious health hazard. Carbon monoxide is a product of wood-burning fireplaces. For a gas appliance, it's going to be a little bit tougher to determine. There's no odor and there's no visible sign of any problem, but carbon monoxide could be being emitted into the home. So it's important to have a carbon monoxide detector. If you notice odors coming from your fireplace or chimney, the first thing is that air is being pulled down the chimney and into the home, and that's not something that you want. But beyond that, it could be an issue of animal entry, moisture in the chimney system, a variety of other things. So this is something that you will want to have a professional inspection done to determine what's the cause and is there further action that's needed. We often get asked, is my fireplace safe to use? And I'll often answer by saying, you're having a fire in the middle of a wooden structure. Does that sound safe? But there are things that can be done to minimize the risk and so that we can safely enjoy a fire. Who doesn't love a fire? So we make sure that our technicians are trained on the codes and standards for our industry to be able to inspect the structure and the appliance installation so that a homeowner can feel comfortable and have peace of mind when using their fireplace. Water penetration is the biggest enemy of masonry. Rain and freezing and thaw cycles cause damage, cracking, deterioration, and we get a lot of it here in the Northwest. The best protection is applying a water repellent to the exterior, and these will last for 10 years, protecting your chimney so that you don't have to face those kind of expensive repairs down the line. Regular chimney cleaning is one of the things a homeowner can do to extend the life of their chimney. Brushing out the creosote, which is acidic and can cause deterioration inside the flue, is just one thing that can be done. Another is applying the water repellent to the exterior of the chimney, which is going to prevent water penetration. When a chimney soaks up water and we have freezing and thaw cycles, this causes cracking and deterioration, which leads to expensive repairs down the line. The fall season is our busiest time of year as people get ready for the coming winter and the cold weather. So it's very difficult for us to schedule an appointment. We try and encourage our customers to call us in the spring. Springtime is a great time to have your chimney swept and inspected. Most people are done using it, and if we do find problems, there's plenty of time to take care of those issues before the burning season. Well, the best way to clean a chimney is to have a professional come out and do it. The reason is that a professional is going to understand the structure, all the different twists and turns that are inside of a chimney system to make sure that all the soot and creosote are removed. American Chimney uses a mechanical method with spinning brushes that go up through the system that do a thorough job of removing all the soot and creosote. Once that's completed, then we do an inspection that includes running a camera up through the flue to make sure that things are in good shape and ready to use. When scheduling an appointment with American Chimney, our staff is going to make sure that you're prepared. They're also going to explain to you our process so you can feel comfortable and know what to expect when the technician arrives at your home. They're going to take steps to protect your home to make sure that there's no mess and that we leave it better than when we came. We want to make scheduling with our services as easy as possible. The quickest way is just to give us a call, and we can get your information and get an appointment on your calendar. You can also reach out to us through our website. We have a contact page, and we can reply by email or text, whatever you prefer. The foundation of American Chimney is our core values. We hire by our core values, and we train by our core values. This allows us to guarantee that the work that we perform is going to be done to the highest industry standards. All the products and appliances that we install have manufacturer's warranties, and we select the products that we think are going to be the best for homeowners. When a homeowner calls and asks if we give free estimates, we want to explain to them that we feel that's a disservice. It's important that they understand the complete system of their fireplace and chimney, and to do that, we have to do what's called a level 1 inspection. This covers all the readily accessible areas of the fireplace and chimney. That way, we can determine if there's any other issues that they may not be aware of, so that when they go to use their fireplace, they can do so with peace of mind, knowing that everything is in good shape and up to industry standards. If efficiency is important to a homeowner, an open fireplace may not be the best option. There are specialty fireplaces that burn very clean, but another option could be the installation of a wood or gas insert. These appliances meet high standards in the industry to not only burn clean, but also provide heat to the home. Water entry into the home through and around the chimney is a big problem. And to take care of that, we need to first inspect to determine what the source of that water is. It could be a flashing issue, it could be the lack of a chimney cap, or water could be coming directly through the masonry itself. We'll do a diagnostic process to determine the source and then recommend appropriate solutions. This is going to prevent possible damage to the home and structure itself, as well as deterioration of the chimney system. We're able to service any appliance, wood burning or gas, that we install. Our technicians are certified by the National Fireplace Institute, and they're going to know what to look for to make sure that the appliance is operating safely, and they'll be able to troubleshoot any performance problems you may be having. There's a couple things to consider when choosing firewood. Your hardwoods, like maple and oak, are going to provide more heat for the volume of wood, where the softer woods like fir and pine are easier to light but don't have quite as much heat potential in them. Now let's talk about building a fire. The way I like to build a fire is what's called a top-down burn. What you do is you lay your larger pieces of wood, the harder, denser woods, at the base of the fire, and then you start adding smaller wood and going softer wood as you get to the top. That's where you're going to put your tinder and kindling. What you're going to be able to do is light that fire at the top, and as it burns down, then those little pieces of burning embers are going to ignite those larger pieces and the hardwoods. You're going to impress your friends, because this is a great trick when you're camping and the wood is wet. You're going to be able to get that fire going, and people are going to be amazed. We service residential primarily, but we also get called out to do more commercial establishments, lodges or hotels and things like that. The basic service is the same, but what I really focus on, and I think what my guys focus on, is that this is a gathering place. And that's what we really try and encourage people to realize, is this is a place for people to gather around, feel the warmth of the fire, and just enjoy the company of others. You know, there's a difference between the glow of a tablet and the glow of a fireplace. And you can feel the warmth. And we can have online meetings and get together via Zoom, and that's better than nothing. And we learned how to do that during the pandemic. But gathering around a fireplace with people, feeling the warmth together, creates something special. And we want people to be able to experience that. So one of the funniest things, it wasn't funny at the time, but as I look back, was I was a pretty new chimney sweep, and I was sweeping a lady's chimney, and there was a squirrel up just above the damper. And my great idea was, I think if I stick my vacuum hose up there, I can suck the squirrel and then take it outside. Well, I got the squirrel okay, but as soon as I brought that vacuum hose into the room, it took off. And it ran across the living room and ran across the curtains, spraying the curtains as it ran across, and then finally we got it out of the house. That was a very difficult experience for me, and the homeowner was pretty shocked, but I love telling the story because it's one of the crazier things that can happen during doing this type of work.